Okay, in my last video entitled Screens of Death and Other Errors, which explained many of the screens of death and other errors people have encountered over the years, and one of the errors I looked at briefly was called the kill screen, and I even showed a famous kill screen, the Pac Man kill screen. But today, in this video, I'm going to be looking at kill screens in more detail and how they affect the player's game. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh, and for those of you who have not been playing 8-bit games, you probably have one question to ask me. What exactly is a kill screen? Kill screens are stages or levels in a video game, such as an arcade game, that stops the player's progress due to a programming error or design flaw. And rather than ending in a traditional sense, the game will either crash, freeze, or behave so erratically that further play is impossible. Now to be fair, video games, such most like any other software, can suffer from a software bug. And a bug in a video game is not automatically a kill screen. To be one, the bug must occur consistently at some point in the game and must preclude any further play. While almost any type of bug could cause this sort of behavior, the most common cause is a simple oversight on the part of the game programmer, such as an integer overflow of the level counter. Now to be fair, these kinds of screens occurred in the golden age of arcade games, where games were written with the assumption that players would stop playing long before the numerical code of the game was reached. And most games from this period were intended to continue until the player would lose all their lives. Additionally, the limited hardware of these early machines often meant that programmers could not spend as much processor power on logical checks of the game's state. Heck, they couldn't even spend any processor power at all. The article from Wikipedia only mentioned 4 kill screens: Donkey Kong, Pac Man, Dig Dug, and Duck Hunt. But I'm going to actually show you more than 4 kill screens. I'm not just going to show you just 4 kill screens. Oh no. There's going to be a bit more than that. Now on Dig Dug's kill screen, what happens is when the player completes round 255 of Dig Dug, the level counter wraps around back to 0. Now what Dig Dug has is a subroutine for where the tables are drawn and where the enemies are placed. And the value for each of those tables can be anywhere from 0 to 14. And what the game does is, whenever you complete a table and move on to the next one, it subtracts 1 from it. Now, since the round counter has wrapped around back to 0, the table number has wrapped around back to 255, and that in turn causes garbage output in terms of determining the table numbers. Now what this means is, when you get to that round 0, immediately when the round begins, Dig Dug dies. Now, I've probably already mentioned it before, but just in case you didn't hear it, well, I've told you now. Anyway, now here in the game, when you first start up the game, on round 0, according to the level counter, you have enemies drawn where there are no tunnels, and you have rocks drawn along the same horizontal line where Dig Dug is, and what kills you when the round begins is that there is a puka drawn on top of Dig Dug. Now in Donkey Kong, its kill screen is as follows. When the player reaches the 22nd level of Donkey Kong, this kill screen occurs. Now this kill screen is due to a programming oversight with the level timer. And what happens here is, in determining the timer, it takes the level number, adds 4 to it, multiplies it by 10, and multiplies it by 100. And when you reach level 22, you're adding 4 to 22, multiplying it by 10, and multiplying it by 100. So, simplifying that would be 100 times 260. But since the counter rolls over at 256, like an 8-bit counter, it rereads that as 100 times 4, and you only get 400. If you're watching the little counter on the screen, the player actually has less than 7 seconds to complete the level. And unfortunately, what happens is players end up having trouble. Where they end up having trouble is with the 7-second timer. It's because when players only get 400, and when the timer reaches 0, Mario dies. And that's what causes the Donkey Kong kill screen. Now on Duck Hunt, its kill screen occurs when the player reaches round 100 of Duck Hunt. But since the game does not support having a counter of 100 in Duck Hunt, the counter wraps around back to 0. But in this essence, it's a kill screen because when the ducks appear, they're drawn all over the place, and you will not be able to hit the ducks. Now, not every duck appears during the kill screen round. So there's sometimes when the dog comes up laughing at you, moves back down waiting for another duck to appear, dog comes back up laughing at you, and no duck ever appears. So, while it is possible to hit the ducks in the kill screen round, you will not manage to hit every one of the ducks, even though it's possible to hit the ducks and manage to appear. You won't be able to get all of the ducks that will manage to appear. Now in Galaga, its kill screen occurs when the player has reached round 255, reached and completed round 255 of Galaga. Then this weird kill screen will appear. Now depending on the difficulty level you have it set to, it will do either one of three things. It takes you to a cross between the shooting stage in the regular game and a challenge stage in the medium difficulty. Now on hardest difficulty it plays just like a regular Galaga stage. And then we are sent back to the stage before it. Kinda weird, don't you think? And here's the challenge screen one more time. Now, Miss Pac Man, its kill screen occurs with when there is a problem with the slow ghost bit data that was written in the game. Now, with these slow ghost bit datas, there are 4 of them along the top, and this ends up creating trouble later on in the game, in level 134 especially, and it starts writing bad values and other memory addresses that it should not be writing to. And one of the values that it writes actually causes the screen to flip upside down. And another thing that you'll notice if you're an observant player is that the slow ghost bit data has been written along the bottom right energizer. And when they get towards that energizer, you'll notice that the ghosts will slow down. And you also get to notice some other strange behavior with the ghosts that should not technically happen in the ghost, with the ghost bit data. And if you're an observant player, will notice these changes and think, what the heck is going on here? Now, alongside that, the pack dots and the energizers that are flashing are red. So, when the screen orientation is flipped upside down and you're playing on an upright, this can be a bit of a problem. Now, if you're playing on a cocktail, that'll be a little bit different. Now, you actually start seeing this kill screen at round 134, but the upside down kill screen issues actually begin 2 rounds before it, which is level 132. And when you receive this upside down kill screen, you actually start noticing a few errors. For instance, when Miss Pac Man is eating the ghost, a couple of them go in a strange circling pattern for a bit before returning to their ghost home. And this pattern and the pattern of a couple of the ghosts, when this pattern is done enough times, actually start to become a recurring anomaly. And another strange instance you notice in the video, this kill screen, is that Miss Pac Man is walking through the walls. Now, technically, this should not happen. Miss Pac Man and the ghosts are being freely moved about the maze, where they should be confined. This also happens with Junior Pac Man's kill screen, as you will see later in the video. But this is really strange behavior, and if you're an observant player, you'll notice this right off the bat. So that is Miss Pac-Man's kill screen. And now for Junior Pac-Man's kill screen, I can only say from what I've seen of it, I haven't been able to find any code representing it or actually play this kill screen. Just like I haven't been able to play Miss Pac-Man, but I did find the code for it, however. Now what I know from this is the kill screen actually occurs when you reach level 146. And as you can see from this kill screen, the maze is not drawn, except for the boundaries. And there's another strange behavior that you'll notice, that Junior Pac-Man and the Ghost are able to freely move about instead of being confined. And this is a strange sort of error given the instance of this kill screen. Thus causing this strange pattern. Now, normally when you run into the Ghost, you die, and the pattern repeats until you lose all your lives. And that, of course, is my explanation for Junior Pac-Man's kill screen, as you can see right there. And for the well-known kill screen, we have the Pac Man kill screen. Now this kill screen occurs after you complete round 255. And this kill screen is shown where the game is trying to go to round 256 and can't do that. This causes an integer overflow where the game is trying to draw 256 fruits on the screen. And it draws the table, and the routine for the fruits are drawn on the table is supposed to be drawn on the bottom of the screen. Now initially it draws the fruits along the bottom of the screen, starting with the cherry and ending all the way up to the key. And then it starts to draw on the top right half of the screen. And then you get this jumbled text and garbled letters appearing on the screen. And another case I've seen there are also some glitches, like the ghosts that I've eaten are trying to go back into the ghost home and can't do that. This also depends on how the table for the fruit is set up. So basically it causes this jumbled kill screen. Now there are instances where Pac-Man gets stuck in this kill screen and the ghosts are going all over the place. Here Pac-Man is stuck and you have no choice but to reboot the system, which unfortunately causes a illegal instruction, as you will see momentarily. See that? Right there. And that's the Pac Man kill screen.